अनतिवृन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तिशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, verse number 8. So we are reading Krishna's Bāla-līlā. So this is about his breaking the pot. We read how he got up in the morning and Mother Yashoda was churning the milk herself, yogurt. So he went and he started drinking the milk from her breast, but then there was milk which was kept on the stove started overflowing and she ran to protect it. So then he got angry and broke the pot, and then he went inside and took the money, well, that is the money for cowherd people, butter, and ate, and also will distribute to the monkeys in the next sloka. So when she came back and she saw that the pot was broken, so she was laughing loudly. So jahasa tacchapi ne tatra pashyati, because she understood that this is the act of my son. Bhagnam vilokya swasutasya karma tajjahasa. So she was not immediately angry at him why he broke this pot, which is so important for them. But she is trying to understand what is Krishna doing. And not seeing him there, then she understood that he has broken the pot. And then she says, oh, this is what he does, because she has heard so many complaints from others, so now she understood that he must be doing this. So then what Krishna was doing? Ulukhalangre upari vyavasthitam markaya kamam dadatam shichi sthitam hayangavam chaurya vishankitekshanam niriksha paschat sutam agamachanai. So he took the butter from inside, which was hanging on the rafters, this chika or shichi, and he was sitting on the mortar upside down. That was his throne, and from there he was giving to the monkeys. Monkeys eat butter? Yes? They can eat butter? Some of them? Okay. You have to bring the Amul butter. So, Markaya Kamam Dadatam Shichi Sthitam. So, he was giving to the monkeys that you did help to me in fighting with Ravana, getting my wife back in the previous yuga. Now I will feed you butter here. So, Hayangavam Chaurya Vishankitekshanam Niriksha Paschat Sutam Agamachanai. So, but at the same time he was having little fear, because when you do something wrong knowingly, then you are fearful. So, Chaurya Vishankita Ikshanam. So, Yashoda saw him, Niriksha, and then she went behind him, walking very slowly, because she didn't want to shock him, or maybe she wanted to catch him from behind, otherwise he will run. So, see, that's what she did. So, Dadhi Klinna Charana Chinhena Kinkini Shabdena Cha Tachalita Bhandadi Shabdena Cha Grihanta Sthitam Navanitam Bhunjanam Anumaya. So, she used Anuman Praman. So, there are three important Pramanas: Prataksha Praman, Anuman Praman, and Shabda Praman. So, she used the Anuman Praman because she did not see him. When she came, she saw the pot which was broken. Only thing is that when people steal or they do something like this, they always leave some mark by which the police catches them. Although they are intelligent, they are smart, and they try to protect themselves to wipe out any marks, any symbol by which they can be caught, but sometimes some things remain. So, when he was walking away after breaking the pot, what happened? That pot was big and it was full, so immediately it came out and it spread, and he walked through it. So, when he walked through it, the yogurt, which was not complete yogurt by now, it must be like liquid type, so it got, he stepped on it, so it stuck to his soles of his feet, and when he walked, he made his foot marks. So, Yashoda saw those marks, Dadhi Klinna Charana Chinhena. So, his foot marks made from the yogurt. And also, he is sitting and he is moving, so he has this bell tied to his waist, that also is making a sound. So, she had two types of Anuman. One is by seeing the footmark. So, wherever Krishna's foot marker, then means he is around. And if you hear that bell sound, that means he is around. So that's why it says Anumaya. And Tachalita Bhandadi Shabdena cha. And he was also having the pot in his hand and taking out the butter. That was also making sound, maybe from his, what do you call this? Not bangle, but put on the hand. So by that she understood that he is inside. So then hasanti kinchid vilambya yavat tatra vyashati sma. So she was laughing, seeing all this. That was said in the previous sloka. Tacha jahasana pashyati. Right? Tachapina tatra pashyati. So first she made the anuman, she made the inference by seeing these marks and hearing the sound. And then she thought of following him. But she took some time. She did not immediately come and then started running to catch him. She stood there for some time. So in the meantime, what Krishna did, before she was desiring to go and catch him, Yasati, so he opened the back door and he went outside. So Pakshadwarena or side door, Nisritya Bahi Pranganantare Kakadi Bhayad Adhomukha Kriti Krita Ulokhalasya Upari Krishna Swastikasanena Upvishte Sati. So then he came out from the inner room, from the side door, or maybe he jumped from the window, who knows. So there he saw that there was one mortar, this made from stone or wood sometimes, and it was upside down so that the crows etc. don't go inside or pass stool in it. So he jumped on that and he sat down in swastikasana. Swastikasana means crossed leg, putting one leg onto the thigh of the other, and there he was distributing. So Shrichi Sikya Sthitam Tatas Choryatva Anitam, and he has taken this pot from the hanging from the rope, stolen it from there. He is doing stealing in his own house. That has to be understood, whether you can also steal from your own house. So Choryad Hetor Matri Tadana Bhayad Vishankite Tadagamana Anusandhana Pare Ikshne Yasyatam. And because he has taken the pot, which he is not supposed to do that, so therefore he also had the fear of his mother, that she can come anytime and catch me. So therefore he was doing this, and he was also being attentive if she is coming or not coming. Grihantargatair atitriyag Triyagrivam nirikshya paschad tadrushti vanchanartham tatprishtatestam jigrishantim sanairiti swacharana shabda bhavarth. So Yashoda saw Krishna outside from inside the house, and because he was seeing, looking left, right like that, so when he was not looking towards that, then she immediately quickly went behind him so that he does not see. So she was also trying to avoid being seen. And the idea why she was doing it, Jigrikshanti Shanairiti. She wanted to catch him. That was the point. Tama atayashtim prasamiksha sattvarasthato varuyapsasara bhitavat gopyan vedhavan yamapayoginam kshamam praveshtum tapaseritam manaha. So she had a stick in her hand, because she thought that he needs to be disciplined. So one who is disciplining everybody, getting disciplined now. So it is also important that you have to give freedom to the children, and you also have to discipline them sometimes. Otherwise they become unruly, spoiled. So therefore Yashoda is concerned about that I must also discipline him, otherwise it will become his habit. So when he saw that, Tam Attayashtim Prasamikshe, he saw that Yashoda was having a stick in her hand. So stick is called danda. So danda means stick, danda also means punishment, because this is the real punishment when you get a stick. So what he did, he immediately jumped from that and he ran. So tato avruhya apsasara bhitavat. Why was he running? He was afraid. So then Yashoda, she ran behind him. So Gopya Anvadhavan Nayamapa, but she was not able to catch him. One who cannot be caught by the yogis in their meditation. Yoginam kshamam praveshtum tapsa iritam mana. They cannot catch Krishna by even their mind. So how is that now Yashoda is going to catch him by running physically? So Gopyan dhavan yamapa yoginam kshamam praveshtum tapsa iritam. So by mind which has been controlled by austerity, they are unable to catch him, which means they are unable to fix their mind on him. So just like you try to do japa and then your mind cannot catch. So that's the person which Yashoda was trying to catch. So putra bhishnartham attayashtim. Why was she having a stick in her hand? Obviously to scare him. And because she wanted to scare him, he did get scared. It's not that he says, oh, you want to scare me? I will not be scared. So he was scared. Bhitavat iti sahajika matri sneha bhar jnanena tattvato antarbhaya bhavat. So bhitvat can be explained in two ways. There is a vati pratyaya and there is a matu pratyaya. So vati is used like. So means somebody is like that. Krishnavat, Bhaktavat. So Ramadivat vartitavyam, not Ravanadivat. One should act like Ram, not like Ravana. So Ramadivat. So vat here means like, comparing. So means bhitvat can means as if he was fearful. Means he was not actually fearful. So that is the vati pratyaya. So sahajika matrisneha bhargyana. And why was he not fearful? Because he knows that my mother loves me too much. So therefore she will not beat me. So he was just as if he is fearful but not really fearful. Yadva bhitvatiti matuvantam bhayattam. Or it can be matup, like we have the word bhagavat, from which we have Bhagavan. So Bhagavat means one who has bhaga, matu pratyaya. So bhitavat means one who has fear. So he was actually having a fear. That now she may love me, she may think, but now she has a stick. He has never seen him with the stick, seen her with a stick. So therefore he was terrified. Bhayuktam yatha syat tatha apsasara. And therefore he ran. Because everybody is afraid of stick. You may be powerful, but if you have somebody who is more powerful and is going to beat you, then you have fear. So this is understood also from the statements of Kunti. Bhaya bhavanaya sthitasya dhirya vimohyati me. So Kunti was describing this in her prayers in the 8th chapter of 1st Canto when Krishna was leaving for Dwarka. So she makes this statement that Gopyadade त्वयि कृत आगसी दाम तावत याते याते दशाक अश्रुकलि कलितांजन संभ्रमाक्षम वक्त्रम निनीय भव भावनया स्थितस्य सामां विमोह्यति धीरपि यद विभेति. So she is remembering that time. That means Kunti was present there when this happened. Maybe she was in another room and came there. What's going on? She must have seen. Gopya dade tvai kritagasi dam tavat. So she saw when Yashoda was trying to bind him. So adade tvai kritagasi, when you have, he's saying when you have committed the offense, agas means offense, and she was holding a rope in her hand. Yate dasashru kalila anjana sambhramaksham, and your tears were flowing from your eyes, bringing out the collyrium, and you were fearful, sambhramaksham. Your eyes were full of fear. Vaktram niniya, and you are standing there with your face down. Bhaya bhavanaya, why? Out of fear. Sthitasya sa mam vimohyati, says that scene bewilders me because Kunti has knowledge of Krishna's Aishwarya. Therefore she says, Bhirapi yadvibheti, that person who the death personified fears, he was fearing. So this I cannot understand. So that means he was actually having fear. That is the point, because if Kunti saw this herself. So bhaya bhavanaya sthitasya iti Kunti ukte. So Gopi here means Yashoda, Gopi Yashoda, yoga samadhi tadvatam manah tapsa jnanena iritam api praveshtam brahmani lini bhavitam chamam api yam naap. So yogis, they try to meditate on him, or they go in samadhi, and even in samadhi they try to fix their mind in Brahman, and they are unable to do that. So that person Yashoda was trying to catch. So later on Sukadeva Goswami will say, Nayam Sukhapo Bhagavan Dehinam Gopika Sutta. So Jnani Yoginam cha Atmatam Yoginam. So he cannot be easily attained, this son of Gopi, by mortal beings, Dehinam, Karma Yogis. So Nayam Sukhapo Bhagavan Dehinam Gopika Sutta Jnaninam cha Atma Bhutanam. And even the Jnanis, they are unable to attain him. But Yashoda is running behind him and he is running away. So that is a wonderful sloka.
Babuji, excuse me. What was the occasion for Kunti Devi to be there in Vrindavan at the time?
Kunti Devi is visiting because she is related to Vasudeva. She must have gone there to see Rohini. Vasudeva's wife was there, and then Maharaj was also his friend. Sometimes women, they visit their family. Like just recently we had Raksha Bandhan festival. So then all the sisters, they go and visit their brothers. So maybe Kunti was coming. This happened of course in Kartik. He must be coming for Deepavali festival, Indrayaga. Covered. People were celebrating Indrayaga at that time on Deepavali. So maybe she was invited to participate.
Could you maybe unpack this upama here a little bit? I'm not able to understand properly. What is this? What this comparison between the minds of the yogis and then Yashoda running? Does the author want to say that it is very difficult for the yogis to focus the mind, and this is only the mind, and the mind is supposed to be easy to focus, and now someone with the body is not able to? Or
how will you catch somebody if you run with the speed of mind and you cannot catch him?
Aha, so it's the speed.
You're running on your feet and you think you'll catch him. Means he is unapproachable by mind. Something is unapproachable by mind, and how will you catch that physically? Even he is amang manusa gochara. That's the word which is used. One who is not perceivable even by the mind, cannot be fully described by speech. So how you are going to get him physically? Physically you can catch something which is much more limited and gross. So that is So then it says, Anvanchamana janani brihatchala shani bharakranta gati sumadhyama javena vishranshita kesha bandhana schuta prasunanugati paramrishat. So Anvanchamana janani. So she is not ordinary person, she is the janani. So janani means one who has given birth to him. So she was running after him, Anuvanchamana, Anchugatavdad. But she was little stout, brihat, chalat, shroni, bharakranta gati. So she had heavy shroni, the what you call the hip area. But she is called Sumadhyama. Still she is beautiful. Her middle area is beautiful. So akranta gati, therefore her speed was not very fast because of her heavy body. So, but still she was running fast, javena, very as fast as she could run. Maybe she surprised Krishna that this lady can run so fast. So javena means with great speed. And she was running so fast that Vishranshrita Kesha Bandhana Chuti Prasunanugati, that the flowers from her garland tied to her braid, they were falling down. And not only they were falling down, they were also following her. Right? If you get down from a moving train, then you move for some time towards the trains, right? If you get down facing in the opposite direction, you are going to fall down on your head. So if you face towards the moving, the way, direction in which train is moving, you will also run for some time because you have the momentum in your body. You are having the same speed as the speed of the train. So the flowers had the same speed, but once they got detached from the garland, now they are not having the speed, but the momentum is there. So they are following for some time and they are falling down. So therefore it says Vishransita means we slipped away, Kesha Bandhana, from the garland tied to the hair, Chuta fall down, Prasuna, the flowers, Anugati, they followed. Paramrishat. So she was like that. This is a Bahuvariya Samas, long Samas. When we study Samas, we have to break them. Vishanshita Kesha Bandhana Chuta Prasuna Anugati. It's one word. So this is a description of Yashoda. It is going along with Janani. So Janani, what kind of Janani was? Vishanshita Kesha Bandhana Chuta Prasuna Anugati Janani. And so what did she do? Paramrishat. She caught him. Wow, this is amazing. She did not leave him. Must have a big determination to catch him. So Krishna must be not running straight forward. He doesn't do anything straight. You know that. He doesn't even stand straight. Doesn't look straight. Doesn't talk straight. So he must be running zigzag. But even then, she caught him. So this is a great achievement. Because he must be trying to dodge him, going around the tree, right? Running inside the cow shed. And you can play so many tricks. Somebody wants to catch you. You can stand and you come close and you run to the side. Children do that, right? So he was playing all kinds of tricks. But still, says that Paramrishat, she caught him. So nacha yogi dusprapam tamanubhavanena sana prapeti vacha. So don't say that one who cannot be caught by the yogis could not have been caught by her, because she caught him. Why? Because she was determined. So if you want to get Krishna, you have to be determined. Not that while I am doing japa, so now where is Krishna? Why he is not coming? So you have to work hard to get him. Anuvanchamana janani. And even if your body is heavy, means not suitable, still you have to put all your effort. So javena vishanshita kesha bandhana chuta prasuna nagati. Therefore the flowers were falling down at her feet. Flowers were saying, this Yashoda is so determined to catch Krishna, whom yogis cannot catch. We should worship her feet. So therefore they were falling down and they were becoming her followers, because they are following. So then she was able to catch him. So therefore he says that don't think that she was not able to catch him, one who cannot be caught by the yogis. So vishansitat kesh bandhat chutahi prasunair anugatir anugamnam yasyasa. So the flowers, they are following her, being falling down from the kesha bandha, from the braid. Para prishtato amrishat tam dhritavati. So from where did she catch him? From the back. That means Krishna was running, she went and caught him from the back side. Says, now where will you go? So you can imagine how fearful he must be now. If you are running away, somebody is trying to catch you and you know that you will be in trouble if you get caught. Sometimes monkeys are here and monkey attack you and you run and then monkey catch you, how fearful you will be. Monkey does not have a stick in his hand. Yashoda had a stick. So now he is very terrified. So kritagasam tam prarudantamakshini kashantamanjan mashini swapanina udvikshamanam bhaya vivalekshanam haste grihitva bhishayantyavagurat. So how was Krishna? What type of Krishna? He says Krita Agasam. Means one who who has committed a crime. He is a thief, a criminal. So Kritagasam means one who has committed crime. So Tam, he was caught. In India, police people have a stick in their hand. So, and then he was crying. Prarudantam. Not only Rudantam, but Prarudantam. He was crying loudly. Because if you need help, better cry louder, so that everybody comes to protect you. So Balanam, Balam Rodanam. Crying is the power of children. So he is Prarudantam. They are good at crying. And Akshni Kashantam. So what he was doing was, he was rubbing his eyes. Children cry, then they rub their eyes with the back of the hand. And when he was rubbing the eyes, then the Anjan, Mashini, was coming down. Swapanina, with his own hand he was rubbing, and all his kajjal was coming down. Here in India, it's a habit of the mothers to put this kajjal into the eyes of baby children, grown up. Here, of course, grown up men also put that, but mothers do that every morning, bathing the child and put the kajal. So he also had, Krishna also had, and now it all came out. First it was coming down because of the tears, and then he's rubbing it with his hands, so then it is coming down more. And Udvikshamanam Bhaya Vivhalekshanam. He is full of fear, and he was looking up, that now what is he going to do? Is he going to slap me? So she was holding Krishna by one hand, and another hand she had the stick. Right? So Krishna's hand, one hand, left hand is holding him, and right hand is the stick. So he is looking like that, fearful. So Bhaya Vivalekshanam, therefore his eyes were full of fear and unstable, Vivala. So Haste Grihitva Bhishyanti Avagurat. She was holding him by the hand, and she was, what was she doing? Bhishyanti. She was fearing, making him fear, and also Avagurat, as if about to beat him, making a show of beating, or about to, as if she was about to beat. Guru Udyame Dhatu Avagurat means she was scaring him, and he thought that she is going to beat him, but she did not beat. So yogi dusprapam tamna kevalam dhritvati eva kintu brahma rudradibhir anisham stuyamanam tam abhartsyadapi. So he who cannot be attained even by the yogis, or very difficult to attain, so she caught him. And not only that, one who is always praised by Brahma, Rudra, Devas, they are always glorifying him with the Vedic stutis. So she was chastising him. So the Brahma is reciting prayers, we will see in the 14th chapter. Namidyate abhrabapushe tadidambaraya gunjavatansi pariprichya lasanmukhaya. So he is going to praise him, and Yashoda is chastising him, shouting at him, why you did this, you nonsense. So Mahakala Yamadinam api bhayahetum tam yashti matrena api abhayadapi. And Krishna is the cause of fear even of Mahakala and Yamaraj. So whom everybody fears. Yamaraj is terrifying to everybody. If Yamaraj comes, okay, death. So now she is making him fearful, and by what? By a small stick. She did not have some big weapon in her hand. Just a stick. Yasti matrene. Just by a stick. She is terrifying him. Why? Because krita agasa. He has done something wrong. So when you do something wrong, you may be a powerful person, you have fear inside you. So it is described that when Ravan came to kidnap Sita, although Ravan is called Loka Ravana, Ravana means who makes everyone cry. So he was also looking left and right because he was doing something wrong. So when you do something wrong, you have fear inside. Fear of what? You can get caught and get punished. So anjan mashini, anjanti sarvatah prasaranti masi ayoste. So masi means black kajal, and this was spreading all around anjana. Te akshini swapanina swabam pani prishtenaiva samparmardayantam. So there is singular used for the pani. So means only by one hand. Why by one hand? Because other hand was not free. Otherwise he would be doing with both hands. So that means Yashoda is holding him by one hand, haste grihitva, and other hand he was using to rub his eye. So therefore it is only singular swapanina. So panina, now you know how to make panina. This is Yuramanta Harisangya. So Harita, Tana, Harista Stana, Ta becomes na panina. So Vam Pani Prishtenaiva Sammardayantam. So he was doing it with his left hand, the back side of his left hand. Why? Because the right hand was caught. Dakshina Panayar Matu Grihitatvat. The right hand was not available. It was caught by Mother Yashoda. Bhishyanti Yashtya Bhayanti. So this word Bhishyanti is little bit problematic to make it by the grammatical rules, because dhatu is bhi bhai, ye bhi bhai. So how it became Vamana and Shakara? So you have to apply nich on it, then it will become Bhayanti or Bhapayanti. So therefore it says Hrasva Sugau Arsav, that this Vamani Rama on Bhi instead of Trivikrama, because dhatu is Trivikramanta, long E. And then this Sakara which is coming, says these are Arsha. This is an unusual usage, difficult to make by the grammatical rules. Yadva Bhishayamana. So it should be actually Bhishayamana, that is possible. So Tada Hrisva Parasmai Pade Arshe. So instead of Bhishamane, Bhishyanti, so this is instead of Shanach, Shatri is applied. No, Shanach is there, but Parasmai Pad with Shanach it should be Atmapad. So Parasmai Pad. Bhishyanti, Shatri should be Bhishamana, Shanach and Atmapad. So it's different way of explaining how it, because it's irregular form. Avagurat. So what is Avagurat? Avagurat means he was like trying to scare him by her words, not actually beat him up. So this is how Guri Udyame. हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना गुर्रारा, गुर्राना. गुर्राना है, बिहारी में भी बोलते हैं गुर्राना. So like sometimes you see the dog, he's sitting and you go near him and he starts making the sound. That is called gur. This is the dhatu of gurat. So some people say that who is a guru? Guru wise or Gurrai. Otherwise he is not Guru. So this is the definition of Guru in Hindi. In Sanskrit you have one definition. In Hindi the definition of Guru is one who does Gurrai. one who chastises. He is a Guru. Yeah. So people say Guru means heavy, but Guru means one who gets angry. He is Guru. So this is how she is being the Guru, Avagurat. She says, Bho Ashant Prakrite. He says, you impatient fellow, unpeaceful boy. So Vanar Bandho, friend of monkeys. Manthanis Photaka, breaker of the pot. So means as if this is his job to break pots. Somebody breaks once does not mean that it becomes his characteristic, but it is made like that. He says you are very unruly and like a monkey. Vanar Bandho means that you are not human friend with human beings, but you are friends with monkeys. So by their association you also got their characteristic. Right? Jasa sang vaisa rang. So your nature, your characteristic comes by association. So you are friendly with monkeys, that's why you are feeding them, so you are also a monkey. So monkey, then I have to tie you down now. Right? Like you tie the monkey. So it says Vanar Bandho and Manthnis Photaka. Adya Navnitadikam Kutah Prapsasi तथा बध्नामि यथा सहचर बालकै सह खेलुतुम नवनीतम अपर्तुम च न प्रविशेष. So now from where are you going to get your butter? Because the one which I was making fresh, you broke the pot. The other milk was overflowing. I went to protect it. In the meantime, what we had from yesterday, that you gave to the monkeys. Now what will you do? So what I am going to do is that I am going to tie you so that you cannot go outside and steal butter from the house of the gopis. So you will get no butter. So this is the punishment these days they give sometimes. These days the children, they are punished, then they say now for 2 hours you get no iPad or computer to play. This is the modern punishment. So now this is the punishment for Krishna. No buttermilk, butter today. And no time, no opportunity for you to steal. So you stay here. So no play. Sahachar balkai sa khelutum. You cannot play. Right? That is punishment they give. That okay, now today no game, no playing, no TV. So he said, cannot play, cannot get butter, no stealing. Idanim yasti tadnat kim bibhesi. So why are you now scared of being beaten up by the stick? Why you did not think of this when you broke the pot? That is the meaning. When you broke the pot, that time you did not think that what would be the outcome of this action. When you perform an action, you should also think of its outcome. Every verb has got 2 meanings. One is the activity and one is the fruit which comes out. When you say cooking, so cooking means 2 things. One is that which involve many activities, turning the stove on, putting the pot up, filling it up with vegetables, spices, whatever. Another is the final, the result, when everything gets cooked. So people think only of doing the action, not thinking what is the outcome of it. They don't think that. So now you are scared that I will beat you with the stick. Why you did not think of it that why are you in this situation? If there is you perform some karma, then the karma will also give you some result. Right? So there are three types of karma: Shukla karma, Krishna karma, and Krishna Shukla karma. There is fourth one, Krishna Ashukla karma for the yogis. So yogi doesn't get the result. So others get. So you have to think that my karma is Krishna karma, which Krishna is doing. So then the outcome is stick. You will get danda, right? Whether you get it here in this life, next life, Yamraj danda. Yamraj also has called Yam danda. What you get from the police. So one has to think. So iti tarjayanti yastyuthanena tadana udyamam chakara. So she was shouting at him like that. He was not speaking pleasantly, but shouting at him and also lifting the stick. But she did not beat him. She is only scaring him. That's why Bhishayanti said Bhishayanti. So that is the meaning of Avgura. Avgura means that you only shout, don't beat. So Natu Tatada. She did not beat him. Guri Udyame Dhatu. So Guri means Udyama. Udyam means just to make an endeavor, but not do it. So then she saw that the child is very much scared, and it is not good to scare him so much. So she was quite balanced in her nature. You see Yashoda, she is not going out of control. She is not freaking out. She is not full of rage. When you get overpowered by anger, then you cannot control it. If she was not able to control her anger, she would have beaten him up. So that she did not do. That means she was very balanced in her mind. When she saw the pot broken, she did not immediately get angry. She laughed. And then she ran, and she is angry, she is scaring, but she is not beating. She is very controlled in her mind. So she knows what is to be done, what is not to be done. So then when she saw that Krishna was very much scared, and she did scare him, so he saw that Udvikshamanam Bhaya Vibhalekshanam, and he is crying. So it means she understood that now Krishna has realized his own mistake. And that is the important thing, that the person should realize one's mistake, and then what is the point in beating up after that? So beating is for those who don't learn. If you are told to do something and explained and you don't learn, then beating comes next. But if someone can understand simply by little harsh voice, then why beat? So that's what she did. So now what she does is that she throws away the stick. So tyaktva yashtim sutam bhitam vijyayar bhakavatsala ye shakiltam baddhum damna tadvirya kovida. So she saw that her son was very much terrified, bhitam. So knowing this, who was Arbhaka Vatsala, who was full of love for Sri Krishna, then she threw away the stick. She says, I don't want to scare my son so much. But then she wanted to bind him. So, Ye Sakiltam Baddhum Damana. So she made an effort to bind him, not knowing his opulence, his power, his prowess. So ignorant of the prowess of Krishna, she decided to bind him. So why was she ignorant of the power of Krishna? Because Arbhaka Vatsala. Because she has so much love for him that she cannot think that this boy can be anything extraordinary. He is my baby. So why I cannot bind him? So therefore she is called here Damna Tadvirya Kovida, Atadvirya Kovida or Tadvirya Kovida. Both friends. Dasavatara Ekatmake Malitva Trivakram. So Matar Ma Tadaya Ityukte. So then Krishna, when he was afraid like this, he said, oh mother, please don't beat me. ताड़ने यदि तब अतिशया भी तत्किमद्य दधि भांडम अभाक्षी. So then she said that if you are so scared of beating, then why did you break the pot? So she is not leaving him cheaply. She wants him to understand why she is binding him or scaring him, what is the wrong she is. Why did you break the pot? So matara evam atha naiva karishye. So now Krishna said, I will never do it again. So he broke only one pot. So pataya swakarto bat yashtin. So please throw away the stick from your hand. So therefore Krishna, who breaks not only pot but who breaks this whole universe, is sometimes also called as a pot. Right? This Brahmanda, or like a big egg. So he demolishes so many Brahmandas. But now he is scared because he bought one small pot inside the Brahmanda. And he is afraid. So he is saying, Pataya swakarato bat yashtim. Please throw away this stick from your hand. So iti putrokti katariya viklava mana. So by hearing these words of Krishna, Yashoda's heart melted. So this is because she has so much love for him, that when he said like this, then immediately she became viklava mana, that no, I should not scare my child. So hanta katachi dayam manyuna vanam pravishayet iti shankaya. Because she thought that if I scare him too much, he may run away and go to the forest. Right? Sometimes people do that. They fight at home, then they run away, right? Or they do something and they don't want to come back home. So he says, I don't want that he becomes so scared of me that he runs away. So therefore he says, better I bind him, because you never know. He is already scared, so he may do that. So iti shankaya tan nirodhartham upayam nischikaya ityaha taktva iti. So thinking like this, or being afraid herself that he may run away, so to stop him she thought of the means and then decided to bind him. Tadviryasya sarva vyapakatva lakshanasya tad aishwaryasya na kovida. So she was not in knowledge of his prowess. And what is the prowess? That he is actually not limited. He is all-pervading. He is not just what you see him in front of you. So this was not known to him. Someone else, somebody like Narada Rishi, he would know that who is Krishna and his power and potency, and even in his dream he will not think, he would not imagine that somebody can bind him. Right? Duryodhana also tried to bind Krishna, but then Krishna showed his universal form in the assembly of the Kauravas. But how can you bind me with this rope? Karna, Dusasana and Duryodhana, all these three people, they came with ropes to bind him. So when Krishna saw this, he started laughing. He said, what is this joke? These small ropes. Then he manifested. So how can these ropes bind him? But Yashoda will bind. So atadvirya kovidam, because she thinks he is my child. So Shuddhatan madhurya eka nimagnatvat. Why is that she does not know his prowess? Because she is absorbed in pure love. She has this feeling or this bhav that Krishna is her son, and she has no other thought that he is God or he is this or he is that. This just does not enter into her mind. So we saw that earlier, that even after seeing the universe in his belly, she was thinking, Kim swapnot bata deva maya, kim va madiyo buddhi moha. So athva mam arbhakasya eva kinchin atpattika atma yoga. So she was thinking, is it I'm dreaming, or is it my Dev Maya, or is it some power of my son? What is it? She did not think that he is God or he is unlimited, nothing like that. So that is the meaning of Atadvirya Kovida. Otherwise she would not make this attempt to bind him if she had known. So we'll stop here. Any question? Yes.
In the last shloka, I just want to clarify that this Tatha Padmani Atya Yatha Sahachara Balaka Saha Khelutam. So Sahachara Balaka Yatha Sahachara Balaka Saha Khelitum. What is the meaning?
Means now you will not be able to play with your friends because she is going to bind him and punish him. Sahachar means friends. Balaka, friends.
I have two questions. The first one, short one. So, the commentator used Vanara Bandhu, and explained that could mean the friend of the monkeys or someone who is like the monkeys. So, is it in the same way also this famous Dvija Bandhu? That, I mean, the way I understood it is that Dvija Bandhu is someone who is like a Dvija, but not really. So it's used as a swear word. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just that in the one case it's the kind of standard of comparison is something higher, and which is the Dvija, and then
Babaji, we cannot hear you anymore. We couldn't, there's some, I think maybe batteries or something. We couldn't hear you.
Battery back now is? Okay. You don't hear me? No?
Very low, but not like before.
Okay, maybe change the battery.
Now it's,
Now you can hear?
yeah, now it's good, yeah.
Okay. So Bandhu, it depends what is the intention of the speaker. This Bandhu, you see, we also have to see the usage of the word. So this Bandhu simply means who is related with Dvijas. Bandhu actually means one who is in relation. So that means he is also Dvija. So in that sense, but there it is used means one is not a Dvija, but who is only born in the Dvija family. But here it is used in a different sense.
And then I have one question about the topic of determination that you raised earlier, and I was actually wondering if the following would be for a sadhaka like me a healthy way of thinking about it. So could I think that, okay, I will attain bhakti, somehow it will happen. Now the question is only when, and can I accelerate something? And in order to accelerate, I, do the various activities that I'm doing. And in this way, this maybe daunting task, which is actually not in my control because the factor of grace is also there. And this is, extremely important. But in this way, this gigantic task could become less because I think, okay, it will happen somehow, somewhere, at some point. And my task is only to, make it happen more quickly or earlier. Would this be a way of thinking?
My task is not that I make it happen quickly or earlier, because as you yourself said, it is not in your hand, but to do it what is best you can do, to make the best effort. That is the meaning. She is making her best effort to catch him. It was not necessary that she could catch him.
So this means that she's acting in a way as if she had an influence on the outcome.
No, she is determined to catch him. Now that does not mean she will be successful. But she herself is determined that I will not give up, and I will put all my effort in it. That is the meaning.
So in the same way, I should think
This
that
is what
I'm
Krishna says,
determined.
karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Because the result is not in my hand. Everything is not dependent on my effort only. So that is the meaning. And this she will also show that she keeps on trying. When the ropes fall short, she thinks, she did not say, well, it's not possible to bind him. She brings more rope and then tries. She did not think, I cannot do it.
And is she aware of the fact that Krishna's grace is necessary, his permission to be bound, or?
No. So what grace? Krishna is her son. What grace coming from son? Krishna is dependent on her. That's why he says, now I don't give you butter, you fast. Butter fast. Anything else?
So, Babaji, determination should be in putting your best effort.
Determination should be what?
In putting your best effort.
Yes. Determination should be that I will not give up and I'll put my best effort. Both. Sometimes you may be determined I will not give up, but then you don't put on enough effort.
I have a question about Śrīmad Bhāgavata of Devaki and Yashoda again. Because what I understand is Devaki is aware of Krishna being Bhagavan first, but then Krishna makes her forget about it. Does that mean when she forgets about it that she doesn't remember anymore that he is Bhagavan, or is she continuously aware about him being also Bhagavan, or she at some point forgets completely, like Yashoda just becomes a mother and he's just her son and nothing else.
No, she remembers, but sometimes she remember more, sometimes less. It's like if you know somebody and you know their qualities, but you are not always focusing, and sometimes they may manifest and then you, oh my God, I did not know that he is like this or she is like that. But later on you are still aware, but you are not always in that mood of awe and reverence. So she is aware that Krishna is like this, but not all the time just thinking that only. She also knows he is my son.
Okay. Yes, so there's never a time that she just completely forgets about it and is totally not aware of his divinity.
No, not completely. I don't think she will forget completely, but it depends. Sometimes the motherly affection becomes more intense, then she is not thinking of him as Bhagavan. Sometimes that diminishes and more the Aishwarya feeling comes. It happens in normal relationship also, it happens. Okay, we'll stop.